I think is like an agent can use in anything. I even encourage them a lot of times to incorporate it in their emails. Is like, here's what this means for you if.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the walkthrough, the most underrated, valuable marketing show in real estate. I am Eric Simon, aka the Broke Agent, aka Dr. Klickstein, aka the Meme Mogul, aka Cashews, because I'm getting nutty on this episode. How about that? Anyway, I'm joined here by my co-host Jason Cassidy, aka Castle Cassidy, the Prince of Properties.
Cash in Cassidy.
Ooh, Cash in Cassidy.
Ooh,
okay.
I came with that off the top.
I like that. Off the dome. We are joined here by two amazing guests. First, we have a BAM favorite, a BAM creator, the green screen social media machine, the lovely Tessa Bella. Tessa, how are we doing?
Thank you. Wow, that was a great intro. I'm pumped to be here.
I've got a couple for Tessa that are not off the top, but what about Investa Tessa?
Ooh.
Or Impressa Tessa? Or
oh my God,
Best Tessa?
There we go. Those were
the third one's weak. Third one.
Yeah, that one's kind of fun, but
you know what? It's already written.
Really quick, I will say I spoke at this event the other day, and obviously my name's Tessa Bella, and this guy got up and spoke after me, and he was like, "Yeah, like Stella Bella was saying earlier," and then that stuck the rest of the day. So that's another one for you.
Stella Bella. And next we have the GOAT of listing videos and real estate comedy. He's a double GOAT, which you would call goats, I guess. The Freddie Mercury of real estate. My good friend, Matt Leonetti. Matt, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for the claps. Right. Thank you.
It's great.
I've been here a couple of years. We were talking about this, but happy to be back.
It's great to have you. Hey, why don't you put that mic up a little higher so it's above your head?
This is as low as it goes, man. I like
just have it lowering on your head.
Listen, I've been out of the podcast game. I don't, this is what you get. But look at this.
Well,
I mean, most people think this is a green screen.
I mean, it's amazing.
Thank
it's good
you.
to have you back. And we have an incredible show. We're going to talk about 4 costly mistakes, actually probably more, that agents are making on social media and how to fix them, how to tell a story around your listing. We're going to break down Matt's viral listing video, and then we're going to give you some hooks that you can use in your videos. Nothing but straight value as usual here. If you like the sound of that, please, I beg you, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. There's no better way to support us. Last week, Jason, they failed. We said 200 likes. We got 130 likes. So I'm doing this. If this video gets 150 likes, should be simple. These things get thousands of views, right? So if 10% of you like this video, all you have to do is like this video and comment the word. Give me a word.
Impressa Tessa.
No, that's too hard. It's got to be just comment like
last
this video.
But we got a lot of comments last week.
We did. Like this video and comment the word BAM. If you do those 2 things and this gets to 150, we're going to pick a random winner, and I will Zoom with you in your office and give a social media talk with your entire brokerage or office.
That
so
is
do that right now.
$15,000 value.
Damn. It really is. Okay. All right. Let's get
I'm going to be liking this from all my burner accounts.
Nice. I mean, that's how I do it too. That's the Dan O'Neill.
Burner Bella.
Oh.
Exactly. All right, let's get into it, everyone. Costly social media mistakes and how to fix them. Tessa, you just wrote an amazing article on BAM, so I'll start with you. What are the mistakes that agents are making on social?
Yeah, the first one is treating it so much like a billboard. I feel like this when I look at somebody's account and all I see is Canva graphics that's like just sold, open house, new listing, just sold, open house. Those obviously there's a time and place where you can incorporate content, that tells those stories, but I think it's a lot more important to focus on the conversation behind those sort of things. It's not a digital billboard. It's really an opportunity for you to kickstart new conversations. So that's really the big focus, is instead trying to really tell stories, show behind the scenes. I'm sure we'll get some good examples of that later on, even in the pod, of how you can really tell stories, but that actually encourages people to, converse back with you instead of just scrolling right past it and kind of tuning you out.
I think that's great. I mean, it was a billboard maybe in 2016, 2017. Right. It kind of was supposed to be your digital business card. That is certainly not the way people consume content today. Matt, you make tons of mistakes on Instagram. In fact, you're a mistake machine. Yep. That should have been your nickname. Now, what do you think agents do wrong on social?
Yeah, but that's part of it. Like I do make a lot of mistakes, as do most of the people who are seen as kind of like, whatever, an influencer or something. There's a lot of mistakes to be had and trial and error. And like, Eric, I'm always texting, being like, this sucks. This isn't working. What's going on? And we're always trying to find like different hooks. There's a lot of things I see, and we'll get more into it as we, get more into the storytelling part of the show, but there's too much there's still too much ego in this business. And I always say, like, these aren't our listings, these are people's homes. So we need to treat it like that. And we need to, stop being like, welcome to our list, welcome to my listing, and and my. Like, it's doing nothing anymore for the house. It's doing nothing for you. People are automatically skipping over it. We just need to get something that's like, a bit more authentic, a bit more organic. I know you were talking about authenticity a couple, maybe last show or whatever, but
Every show.
yeah, every show. Jason just talks about authenticity, and then somehow started talking about Chapel Roan, and I was like, all right, well, you lost me there. She's,
she's authentic.
Yeah, she's authentically her. See? I do love her, but yeah, that's the big thing I've been seeing lately is like, let's treat it more like, for the listing side of things, at least, like a campaign, and like I don't know, something to let people into your life a little bit, and to maybe not the owner's life, but like really tell the story of the home, and less about just, I don't know. I'm rambling now. I don't know.
I like that. The storytelling, bringing out the emotion of a home. And we're going to get into your listing video in the next segment.
Yeah, that's Jason, really what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to cut off everything and just
go straight to the next segment. Jason, what about you? What are some social media mistakes that?
I mean, the biggest one I see is, I always say the line, like, people focus too much on the media and not enough on the social, right? So they're just so worried about what to post, and then they, over index. And then the people that they follow, right? All the people we have on this show, the Matt Leonettis of the world, who spend $2,000, $2,500 or more on their listing videos. It's like, that's not, you shouldn't always be doing that type of stuff. You should worry more about the social aspect of it, DMing your clients, looking at their life, engaging with other local businesses, all the stuff we always talk about, the social aspect of social media, and not worry too much about the media side, which is what I think people do. Secondarily, to go with that too, I think a lot of times, and technically all three of us are probably guilty of this, is we post a little bit too much content for realtors versus posting content for clients and our local community. And again, right, you look at a Matt Leonetti or a Dan O'Neill or a Tessa, well, you know what I mean? And so, or me even, and it's just like, oh, well, they're doing this. They're putting out skits about real estate and stuff like that. So I should do that too. That's like the niche top 1%. The 99.9% of real estate agents listening to this, who are already struggling to post consistently anyways, should really just be focusing on their clients and their local community, clients and local community. If you want to branch off into that content creator, influencer, top 1%, then maybe you can go that route. But for most people listening, they should stick with clients and community, and then just be social inside social media.
Yeah, the hyper local stuff crushes. But that hyper local stuff really does. It's like next level. I'm seeing some people like the hyper local content that's just like absolutely. They have 2,000-3,000 followers, but they are just like getting lead after lead after lead. It's like a lead magnet, that kind of stuff.
Well, think about how much more fun that stuff is to consume. Most people are not buying or selling real estate that are scrolling on Instagram. So if you come across an Alyssa, damn it.
I was about to say, I was going to tease it and say, I can say a city's name and you'll think of someone. If I say Orlando, which agent comes to mind? If I say Spokane, which agent comes to mind, right? And so like, I can even just say the names because they post so much hyper local content that we know who you're talking about. Yes. They don't have to go off and say, and say, hey, I'm an agent, use me. We already know because they're posting great hyper local content.
I did not say her last name. I just said her first.
It's $50 in the jar.
It is half a dollar in the jar. And then Tess, I know you have a couple more here. I just want to say like the hyper local stuff that Matt is mentioning, that is so much more fun to consume because you do want to see new restaurants, new developments, new coffee shops, new farmers markets. Like that is relevant to everybody, not someone just buying or selling real estate. And I'm doing a lot of these Instagram audits and stuff in our BAMX community. And I see a lot of the same stuff where there's agents who are kind of posting these hostage like videos where they're doing educational videos because someone one day told them, like, you have to do these education videos, whether it's about, interest rates or buy or buy downs, or 3 tips for 3 tips for first time home buyers, or what's a balloon mortgage, as if anybody scrolling on Instagram wants to know what a balloon mortgage is in that time. You have to remember that the person scrolling on Instagram, why are they there, Matt? For dopamine hits. They're there to laugh and be entertained. And you're sitting there on the couch and you're watching a college basketball game, you whip open Instagram and you have an agent talking to you about a balloon mortgage. No one's going to watch that. But I have, Alyssa popping up and saying, hey, this is the best, new date spot for you to take your wife. And I'm sitting next to my wife. That's relevant to me. Tessa, go ahead.
You go ahead, Tessa. I had some nice add-ons, but that's neither.
Okay. I saw her almost say something right before me, so I wanted to go to her.
Well, one thing I wanted to just mention, and this was actually because of what you said, Matt, but one thing that I think is important is, like, every single one of us on this right now makes mistakes on social media all the time. And so when I write about, like, mistakes that I see agents making, it's not because we're holier than thou, we don't make any mistakes. But I think the important thing to note is I'm constantly paying attention to the posts that perform well and the ones that don't. And so I'll just keep using a just sold graphic as an example, because that's something that's really recognizable in the industry. Like, you see those on just about every single person's page. And when you do, they almost always have 0 likes, 0 comments, 0 anything going on. To me, that's an indicator that that's a mistake I should stop making, and I should tweak it and figure out a better way to display that kind of information. So it's not that these mistakes are things you have to kind of eliminate altogether. It's just pay attention to, the data is right there in front of you, make the adjustments, and you will get better results. And so that's one of the things that I think is really important to remember. And mistake number 2 actually is ignoring video content. So I think it's crazy to me. We all make a lot of video content. It seems like you almost can't exist on social media without it. There's still a lot of people that are not creating video content. And I think that that's something that I understand the fear around it sometimes. I understand, like, the, not wanting to look a certain way on camera, your voice on camera, not knowing what to say, but just starting to incorporate that content is going to make a huge, huge difference for people who are not yet doing so.
Absolutely. And again, if you don't want to be on camera, you could still do the B-roll type of footage that we've talked to you about, Tessa, and to Haley about, where you do just film yourself doing an activity. That way, at least it's in the algorithm as a video.
Which sometimes perform even better than, like, talking videos and 100%. That kind of stuff. It blows my mind sometimes that, like, the 3-second clip I took of me, like, walking in a kitchen is the video that performed best over the last week, when there were others that I had to sit down and film and edit for hours.
Everybody listening to this, go to Tessa's page. It's at Tessabella, and she has a great variety of really good hooks, talking to camera, B-roll videos. So she has a lot of ideas, whether it's working at the computer or it's walking in a room or something like that. That stuff really does work, where you could actually put the information on screen. Matt, did you have another something?
Well,
or did I skip over it?
No, you skipped over it, but I was just going to say, back to what you were saying about the, no one wants to talk about balloon mortgages. I was just going to say, like, there's a time and a place for everything. Just like when you're having a conversation with someone, out of nowhere, you're not just going to be like, how about, want to know about balloon mortgages? Like, they would think you're insane, So it's like, treat it like you're almost having a conversation with these people, because when, the best thing about video and the best thing about our pages is they're working for us 24/7. The videos that we've done a year ago, 6 months ago, are working for us right now as we're talking. So, people are are looking at our videos and getting some type of impression from what we're doing, what we've already done, years ago or months ago. So that's what the coolest thing is. So just treat it like, a conversation.
A time to educate would be if there was something in the news of, like, say there actually is a rate drop. That's when you talk about it, right? You don't just say, here are 5 tips for first-time home buyers out of nowhere. Maybe you make it relevant based off of a news story as to something that's going on.
Yeah, clear cooperation and what it means for you if you're getting ready to sell your house next month, right?
Yeah,
so and then you give your breakdown as to it, as opposed to just sharing clear cooperation or something along those lines.
What you just said, Jason, that last line is something I think is, like, an agent can use in anything. I even encourage them a lot of times to incorporate it in their emails. It's like, here's what this means for you if fill in the blank, because so often we're giving this valuable information, but you know, when you're immersed in real estate, you're talking and you know the lingo and you're doing this all day, every day. It's hard sometimes to remember that the general consumer has no idea what a lot of the terminology means, much less how that actually would affect them if they're going to be a buyer or seller in the next couple months. So I love adding that line to really help people understand like how, if you do share some of that more technical information, how that would actually impact them.
Yep.
And
I'd be
as far as
skipping
these,
that video, Jason, but
That's
100%.
okay. You're Canadian. We don't blame you.
yeah.
By the way, big match later today,
Big
USA
match,
Canada.
Team USA.
Big
Let's
match.
go.
And one more thing about these education videos that do look like hostage videos sometimes. If the agent creating them is not passionate about the subject, because who is passionate about first-time homebuyer mistakes? I mean, you can be, but it just, you could feel it through the screen. And the person on the other end of the phone recognizes that. But if you like golf or you like working out or you like cooking, and you're talking about it while you're doing one of those activities, that's a way to actually spice up the video. Where maybe you hit a golf shot, you turn around, and then you talk about a balloon mortgage. At least you're in a setting of passion, as opposed to just like forcing this education video to read some KCM script because you think it's something people want to hear at the moment.
Yeah,
People don't want to hear that.
I always say that, like, enthusiasm sells more than anything.
Yeah.
And even if you're saying the most bland, like, look at Tom's story. The content is like the most bland, but he
loves it.
He loves it. He's like,
Yeah.
he's a maniac, but he presents it in a way that you can tell he's enthusiastic about bringing people that knowledge. And if that's your thing, then that's your thing. Like, you don't have to go dress up like Freddie Mercury to be like, that's where the disconnect is. Like, people are seeing, like Jason said, they're seeing people like what we do or whatever, and they're trying to just replicate it, and it's just not them. So, and that's where the biggest disconnect is. And then you got Tom's story just crushing it, sitting there, doing pretty much exactly what you just told everyone not to do. But he does it with such, you know, there's such a passion and because his passion comes from actually helping people.
Yeah.
Where me and you, Eric, just want people to like our stuff, and
we want to make people laugh.
We want to bring joy to the world.
Exactly.
You know what? But what Tessa's saying is number 2 is doing video, and we talked about it. Like, you don't have to be in the video specifically, or you don't have to do these $2,000 high end videos and whatnot.
And also narrate it. Like, there's so much great TikTok content of just B-roll and then just talking about what you want. Like, if you're like, my wife and I are about to start looking for a new house, you could go to a coffee shop, your favorite coffee shop in your town. You could go grab a book. You could be journaling or whatever, and then use that as your hook. But then on top of that, be like, yeah, you know, my wife and I are looking for a new house. This is what we learned from our last one. Maybe this will help you, you know, and just do it that way. And you can connect that way because we're actually going through the same thing as many of our clients are.
Yep, exactly. Hey, these are great tips, everybody. If you're enjoying this, make sure you throw this video a like. Remember, 150 likes and a comment. If you comment the word BAM, you have to do both. You can win a free Zoom with Matt. Actually, Matt's going to speak at your office. Now I'll speak at your office. Or your team, even if you don't have
$5,000 value now. Just dropped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, let's get into how to use storytelling to sell emotion. So, Matt, you just came out with the listing video last week, which I thought was one of the best listing videos I've seen since your last listing video. So let's play this, react to it, and then you can break down the strategies, how you come up with these videos.
My name is Margot Fletcher. A long time ago, I came to the realization that our lives are one big movie, and we're the main character. So every day, I wake up and be the best main character I can be. Today, I'm waiting on a call that could change my life forever. Pretty cool, right? I love my home. I love my neighborhood. And I love the inspiration it gives me. I love to take photos of things I find beautiful. And more often than not, they're the things that I see every day. I try not to take that for granted. I guess sometimes the little things really are the big things. I love stuff that makes me feel like a kid again. I read this quote once that said, "Nostalgia is proof you are living a life to be proud of, and how lucky are we to long for our own memories." Oh, sorry, I've got to take this. Yeah, okay.
Congratulations, Margot. You're a partner.
Thank you so much. I won't be down. And just like that, my life has changed forever.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go.
Underwhelming.
Is Matt? I have a question. Is Matt 𝐿𝐚𝐢𝐤 now with the little cameos in every one of his videos?
Yeah, he
did you
is.
catch that? That was him on the phone.
Yeah. We tried to do a one where we came out of the elevator, and I was gonna like bump into her, but then the elevator kept going up to the penthouse, and we couldn't get the shot. So yeah.
So Matt, amazing listening video. Obviously, it pulls at the emotional strings of the viewer. It shows the inside of the house, then the outside, the neighborhood. It shows the views. How do you come up with these videos? Like, how could an agent listening to this try to not necessarily replicate something like that, but like pull out the emotion of a listing?
Yeah. So this was a co-list with my good friend Miranda Caldwell. We had her on over Ask Eric.
Yeah.
And she wanted to, team up on this one to get like the marketing and the presence for it. And every time when I'm looking at a listing, when I go in, I want to understand like who's the demo. Is it a young building? Is it an old building? Is there young families? Is it single people? Like, and you can get that information. It's not always going to go. Anyone can buy it, obviously, but like, who are the people living there? Like, a lot of times, like an older couple isn't going to move into like a building with like a bunch of 30-year-old young families or whatever. So that's the first thing I always do. I like see like what kind of like vibe is the building. This one was like, the general age was like 30, 40 years old. So I knew like, okay, myself, and I know a lot of people love like that nostalgia hit. And it's very, very big with like TikTok now. So I was like, how can I bring that in to kind of just make people feel like homey and cozy and just like make it feel really familiar. So that was my first idea.
And the Parent Trap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Parent Trap on screen makes you feel like, oh, this is a 90s kid that's watching this.
Exactly. Yeah. And then like we had little things like we had the Jenga, we had her answer a BlackBerry. Does
she have an iPod Shuffle?
She had an iPod Shuffle.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice those.
Yeah. The headphones are really old. And then if you see when she's walking past on the island, there's an Etch-a-Sketch, like little thing. So we had a bunch of Easter eggs. And then on top of all that, I wanted to make it feel kind of like a late 90s, early 2000s rom-com, like the opening scene of a rom-com, just to like have that, that vibe. And then the neighborhood's a really cool neighborhood. So we're like, how can we show it in a way? And I thought, well, it's really cool if she's just like walking around, just kind of talking about her life. I always see these listings as like, it's a new set. We don't have to completely focus on the listing and the counters and everything. But if we can just like get someone really living in it and like telling the story, and that's just in the background. Like whenever I do like an Instagram live, people will see my kitchen. I'm like, oh, I love the color of your cabinets. That's not why I'm doing the Instagram live, but it's my backdrop. And it's it's the set of my Instagram live. So I pull a lot of that stuff. And I just thought this one in particular was a cool way to show the neighborhood with her taking the pictures and stuff. So those are I don't know, it's just like people in Toronto kind of know where that is and the pictures and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite ones I've done. And it sold highest price ever in the building.
That's amazing. When you post these videos, do you get people reach out like through Instagram, or is that kind of more for the seller, that video? Like how did that lead come in?
So this is Miranda. This is what's also been cool for me. A lot of people have been contacting to co-list now. Mm-hmm. So I'm co-listing a lot of properties because they want kind of the marketing and they want something special. And on top of everything, I'm not going to sit here and say like every single time these videos sell the home, but it presents it in a really, really unique way. And the amount of loyalty it gives the client to us, like the fact every message always for all these videos is like, I can't even begin to thank you for what you did. Like, we've never seen anything like this. We love it so much. Thank you. Like, and it comes back to what I was saying, like, these aren't our listings, these are people's homes. And this place was really, really, really special to the owners. And, I said, listen, we want to give you a special piece of marketing to always remember your home. And because it deserved that type of marketing to, get it to the finish line. And it just gives such an amount of loyalty, and then the referrals from it. And so, like, it really impresses the client to, like, in a whole other way, which is really cool. And then, the eyeballs, I mean, we're able to leverage them a lot. Like, we get a lot of people reaching out now because, like, a lot of just straight clients saying they've seen these videos and, can we come see their house, stuff like that. So
think about how much better that is than walking through the house and just describing the features, saying, hey, look at this amazing view, or, look at this cozy living room where you could watch this. It's explaining itself by how people are feeling. Tessa, what were your thoughts on that video? Did you hate it?
No, it almost brought me to tears. I honestly really liked it, but I was shocked when you said that the headphones looked old, because I was like looking over at my headphones that are sitting next to me, and I think that I have probably those same ones, which I have had for about 10 years. So I guess that adds up. But no, I absolutely love that. I love pulling at the emotional side of things. Like, even if somebody can't do a full production video like that, there's definitely ways on a micro level that you can incorporate a lot of similar aspects to really try to kind of leave those breadcrumbs of who that property really is perfect for, and then create something that brings out some sort of emotional tie. And I think that was like what was just perfectly done in that scenario.
Yeah, the nostalgia breadcrumbs were brilliant. Jason, what about you? You have a couple listing videos coming out, I thought, or you?
I do. One's going to drop tomorrow. I'll show you guys after the show, and you guys can give me your feedback.
He shows us. It's like, hi, I'm Margot Fletcher.
Yeah.
So, okay, Matt, my suggestion for you and anybody else listening, though, is do you mail the building after? So anytime I've done like nicer videos, this is pre-COVID-y. That's why I'm trying to get back to it. But like, I've always tried to, because the other homeowners in the building is your target audience here now that you sold for like the top dollar. So like, how many other units were in that building, give or take?
Yeah. I can't even.
So if there's, so like, most buildings,
I'll get back to you on that.
400.
Right. Say there's a couple hundred or something like that.
Yeah,
so what I would do is I would put together like a 8.5 by 11 or like a 5.5 by 8.5 postcard. And then on the front would just be a screenshot of that video with like the YouTube play button. And then next to it or on the back would be a QR code that basically just say, scan to see the video that helped sell unit 111 for the highest price in your building. And then I would send it to every homeowner in the building. And then they're going to get it in their mailbox, and they're going to be like, scan to see the video that helped sell unit 111 for the highest price in the building. They'll scan it with their phone. It goes right to the YouTube link, or like a landing page that you've created with the video. And then like hey, drop your information. I'll give you a valuation on your home. Right. That's so like you want the other homeowners in that building to see that video, because they may not be following you on Instagram. They may not see it on YouTube or whatever. So mail them directly with a screenshot of the video with the YouTube play button over it. So they know it's like, go here to see this video.
Yeah. That's very smart.
That's why we call him the Prince of Properties, folks. That's Condo Cassidy, Castle Cassidy.
Great video though, man. I love it. I mean, obviously I love all your videos, but
Cash flow Cassidy.
That's a great idea. The follow up, because we're focusing. I mean, always I'm very, very social heavy, obviously, but the mail outs is something we've been definitely thinking. We've done it for a couple of them, but
you could go back to. I always think about the one that had the view of CN Tower, I think, and you were doing the golf around there, right? There's a couple like that. It's not too late. Go back and do the same thing to that building with that screenshot of that video. Any of these type of videos where you're spending thousands of dollars in the production of the video, spend a little bit more and just mail the building. I don't know what your postage is there. For us, it's like $1 a piece on a postcard. So for a couple $100, you can mail a whole building.
For videos like this, like that's an actress. How do you get actresses and actors? Because I'm sure there's agents listening to this saying, well, if I don't want to be in the video, how do I just hire someone? Do they just post on their story, or what's the move there?
And that was by design for me. I wanted to start creating something that could be scalable, that I don't always have to be there for. So if I can just be in the background and like I said, people are starting to ask to co-list. Who knows if this is going to turn into, I've already had agents in LA reach out and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like I could direct something from here. Like, it just depends. So that was, definitely by design. Benny was the first one that really I did this kind of like vibe for. That was really hard to get actors. now, as we've been, but long story short, yeah, we put a story thing out, a story post, hey, we need actors for this, and people reach out. But now that we've done so many, we kind of have like a bank of actors and actresses that are coming back, and you'll notice like some have done a couple now, so it gets easier. But the first couple are hard to figure out, and I obviously pay them for their time, and they're all real actors. They're not like people who are like, oh yeah, I can do it. That won't work.
Yeah, I recognize her. She was in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. It's actually Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a movie there. I almost said Schindler's List. But not been a good one.
I thought you were going to say Holes.
No, that's my book reference.
Shia LaBeouf, great movie.
Camp Green Lake. The thing about that, Matt, is you're an agent that's standing out from the crowd. And if you are looking to stand out from the crowd, Reminder Media is a resource you have to check out. You get your own branded print and digital magazines, email newsletters, and social content. They deliver these resources to your contacts on autopilot so you could be top of mind with your database. All you got to do is focus on your follow-up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. Check out the link with Reminder Media. We just did a Zoom yesterday, a webinar with Luke Acree, the president, where we went over landing pages, and they have access to landing pages, which I believe, Tessa, in your article too, you mentioned how agents are not using social media to actually capture leads. You do that with landing pages. So
yeah, I always call it step 2. I think a lot of agents, you have the phases of different agents on social media, but a lot of them even get to the point where they're creating content consistently and they're doing some good content, but they have nothing set up for how they're actually taking that traffic and all of the engagement that they are starting to generate and turning that into conversations and essentially leads and deals. And so, yeah, landing pages are a great way to do so. Many chat automations is a great way to do so. Any sort of lead magnets that you have is a great way to do so. And then even engaging people just in DMs and like having those kinds of conversations can really quickly turn into your next deal. So you got to take it all the way across the finish line, not just like right up before the finish line.
Because otherwise, what's the point of posting all this content unless you're capturing some of those and converting those into email subscribers and potential leads? All right, topic number 3. We're going to get into some quick hook ideas. I have a list here, but I will kick it around and see if anyone here has some good hook ideas. Tessa, on your page, you always do. So what's been working for you? Hook-wise?
Honestly, I really love things that I always, obviously, I'm trying to think about what's going to stop the scroll. So I love the kind of like reverse ones, like, hey, you shouldn't buy a house this year if you are blank, blank, blank. And like trying to do almost the double negative and then spin it around because it gets them intrigued and they want to keep watching. So that's the kind of style that I tend to love. And then other things that are like authority building hooks. So that can even be things that are shown behind you on the screen, or of course that you can say, and you can leverage things like other articles. You could say, hey, I just saw this on, Forbes talking about blah, 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 and then have a way to spin that into it, or pull a clip from somebody else's podcast and then add your 2 cents in and obviously give them their credit. But like, you can pull in some of those larger creators and use those as ways to build up your own authority, but also like hook other people into watching what you're about to talk about.
The reverse negative double hooks. I like that. And speaking of authority, anytime you use a name, and Sharon talked about this on the BAM Pro Bowl, anytime you use like a celebrity name in your hook, whether it's a YouTube title or you say something like, Matthew McConaughey just bought a house here. Here's why he did it. Then you're immediately kind of drawn into whatever it is.
Well, a lot of people have been doing that too with the, Mel Robbins just came out with her Let Them Theory book. And now it's become a trend amongst real estate, especially of the Let Them Theory real estate edition. And they're sort of leveraging Mel Robbins and all of the traffic that she's garnering from her recent book launch and that whole movement. So
who the hell is Mel Robbins, and what is this book?
Well, you don't know.
You got to step your game up, Eric.
It's all over TikTok.
Yeah, the
what?
Let Them Theory is all over the place.
The what theory?
Let them.
LETTHEM.
Clearly, Eric's not letting them.
Yeah, it's a book.
Clearly.
It's really good. But she has a podcast, a YouTube channel, couple like 8-9 million followers. She's pretty good.
Mel Robbins is big. She like keynoted, I think, a Compass event a while ago. Like she's
We should ask her. We should get her a part of BAM.
There.
She's incredible.
Yeah,
dude, her fee would probably be astronomical right now.
I just DM'd her. She said
just as like a BAM creator.
I'm sure she'd love that.
I'm sure she loves Bam. We'll
That'd
send
be
her a hat.
huge.
Exactly.
Hat as a signing bonus.
Jason, what about you? You are, some people call you Captain Hook, right? So
Hey, the hooks are okay. So I loved Paige's hook. I don't know if we talked about this in the beginning of the episode or it was off camera, but like her most recent listing video where she had kind of a hook sitting around the fire. I really like that because it's the rest of the video was kind of just normal video, I guess you'd say, where it's just kind of panning around the house. And so like, obviously you need a way to spruce that up a little bit, just because everybody's doing the same type of video. So some sort of hook where it's them in the video still. So she gets, 5 to 10 seconds of screen time and then she leads into it. I think that was a really good, but she was still showing off a feature of the house. It was a really good hook. What I don't like, I'll give you the reverse. I'm over the jump hooks, or like the hooks of like the guy rolling off the gurney and then rolling in and then getting into it, where you're using like a stupid non-related hook, just to capture attention. I feel duped every time. And now I can see him coming from a mile away. So I'll just skip over it.
we declare those dead officially.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We declared them dead at the end of December. We said these are on the way out, and I think they are. They're done. I'm not really seeing too many of them.
A little bit less. Yeah, you're right.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's destroy those. All right, Matt, I'm going to read off some quick hooks, and you can tell me if you like them or not. Ready?
Okay.
This is from socialmediatoday.com. Here's what happened. No, that's terrible.
Well, aren't I supposed to be the judge of that?
Well, yeah. I was today years old when I learned.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I'll bite on that.
The best advice I've ever received.
No, I'm out.
Okay. Don't let this happen to you.
Yeah, it's good depending on where you are. Like,
right.
You need something before that, actually.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is like, don't let this happen to you. Like, the setting of that has to be right. You can't be in your kitchen being like, don't let this happen to you. Be like, okay, you weirdo.
Here's what no one else tells you about.
No, overused.
Okay. Well, you know what I like that Tessa does on her page? She does red flags, and she actually has a red flag. That she
red flags is good.
Like she's a soccer.
You know which ones I love?
Ball goes out of bounds.
I love the POV. POV, you're this.
Yeah.
POV, you're living this. I like that a lot.
But what drives me nuts is when people don't understand the context of how to use that and they totally use it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's not good. And I
POV,
also
you're this, and then it's just like the house video. It's like, wait a minute, it has nothing to do with that.
It's always POV for the person watching, so you can't always overuse it.
Yeah. I also love hooks that are just completely like visual. And just like, because I always feel like the feed is so like chaotic that like you can hook people with like a scenic photo of like, maybe you have like, I don't know, like 2 acres of land at your listing and it's just like birds chirping and horses. Like, I feel like that's a hook.
Movement hooks too, like at the beginning of your listing video where someone's opening the curtain or if someone's walking. Katie Lucy does those really well. She was on the last episode, but she's always kind of walking and talking. That motion brings about good hooks. There's 4 ways to hook a video.
Hold on, Matt. I want to dig into that. Are we going to call that like a Zen hook? Right? Where
think
you're saying because it's so chaotic that like a bird chirping or like a horse galloping through your, you know what I mean? It's like a Zen hook. It's like, I'm going to get 5 seconds of not chaos by watching this video. And
we long for that. I feel like we all miss that, like back to the nostalgia. Like, I feel like we all miss the simpler time, but we can't get off our phones because we need them now for what we do in our business. But I feel like we're constant, at least me, I'm searching for that Zen. Always. Like, it's just like,
I agree. I subscribe
politics and yelling and don't do this. Here's 3 reasons why. And it's people like yelling. They got Andy Elliott in his short shorts. And it's just like, okay. And then finally you get to something where it's just like POV, you woke up and it was all a bad dream. And it's 1997. You're back in your childhood bedroom.
I love those ones, actually.
Yeah, I watch every one of those.
POV, you're a 2000s kid waking up, and it's like you go eat Lucky Charms. It's just the best thing ever.
Yeah, and then it's just like, it's always calm music, and it's just like, oh, thanks, finally. And then you scroll again, and it's,
How about this for a hook? Here's what a balloon mortgage is, and then you get into what a balloon mortgage is.
Now that would work if you were in a blimp.
In a balloon.
Exactly. Or you had
in a hot air balloon. Sorry, hot air balloon.
Pop a balloon, just boom. Here's what a balloon mortgage is.
Or a water balloon.
Yeah. One of my first comedy videos on The Broke Agent was me describing what a balloon mortgage was. I sent you that one, right, Matt? And it's me saying it's when you pay for your mortgage in balloons. And it's honestly one of my best videos. Maybe I should repost that one.
Did you take down your wrap? I guess that's
Yeah, I
the wrap.
privatized
Yeah,
that.
it's probably
Gotta
for
get
the
rid of
best.
that.
Yeah.
All right. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure
Banger
you throw it a
episode.
like. Banger episode. Wait, you know what? Marketer of the week.
Oh yeah.
Matt, you're the marketer of the week, but
Oh,
Jason
thanks.
did talk about it. It'd be insane not to show this. So I do want to show, you know what? I don't even have like a thing to say before. This is Paige Steckling. She's a listing video machine. And the hook for this video is visual and it's amazing.
Britt, I could get used to this.
Seriously, I wish we lived here.
We should probably go show the rest of the house.
5 more minutes.
Located in the highly sought after golf gated community, The Ledges, this home sits right on the course, offering killer views right from your pool.
It comes fully furnished with custom high-end furniture, so all you need to bring is your toothbrush.
With so many outdoor attractions and right up the street from Snow Canyon, you'll have no excuse not to enjoy Southern Utah sunshine.
Give us a call to make this home yours.
I mean, obviously, she's the best at those. The music she chooses every single time just is absolutely perfect. But just like you said, Jason and Matt, and Tessa, the Zen hook at the beginning, they're just chilling in front of. It's like a pattern interrupt. Like you said, it's so noisy every time you're scrolling Instagram. Here are 5 reasons. Here's this. And then all of a sudden it's just them chilling at an amazing feature of the house. So shout out Paige Steckling.
Who's the leader in the clubhouse for marketer of the week? I think Matt and Paige might be like number 1A and 1B. If we go back through the history of every episode.
I mean, you were up there for a while too.
Yeah, but like I think I mean I'm in the conversation, but Matt and Paige or Shane maybe.
Shane Bergman.
Me and Shane are going to fight one day.
Ooh.
Shane's going to fight everybody one day.
He just posted today. He's 219 pounds with 11.7% body fat. So
that's what he posted today. He posted his body stats. Actually,
we were talking about it.
I'm 157. I'm 157, all muscle, baby.
I just moved to Playa Vista. They have a gym here, and I haven't been going to the gym since COVID. I've just been doing push-ups and cardio. So I have a huge not huge, but I have basically.
You got a good set of arms on you.
I got a good set of arms. But now,
Eric, if you're not working out, we worked out together in I think it was Kansas City. You pushed 200 pounds. That's pretty good if you're not going to the gym.
Yeah, remember I tore my pec. I tore my pec doing that. Actually, I couldn't move.
Yeah, that's why he's going to the doctor after this for his pec.
Exactly.
Still not right.
All right, everybody. That is an episode. Make sure you throw this video a like. If this gets to 150, you have to like this video and comment the word BAM. We're going to pick a winner next week, and I will Zoom with your office and do a social media presentation. Make sure you get into School, our new community. Join BAM X Below, where you get social media content, video scripts, email scripts, all of our courses and training, our BAM X office hours. And then make sure you follow Tessa Bella at Tessa Bella. Amazing variety, amazing hooks, social media marketing, education for real estate agents. Go follow Matt Leonetti for the best listing videos and comedy in the game. And go follow Jason Cassidy because he's about to post a couple listing videos, right?
That's right.
All right, go USA.
USA.
Go USA. USA.